Welcome to Value Select Talks with First Time Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Deepak Bajaj. Before we start our discussion, I like to share two purposes behind this new podcast series. First, I highlight the issues which these passionate entrepreneurs are solving by their creativity with the help of technology. Second, I want you to support them. They are real genius people and they need your support. They need an opportunity from you. Value Seller is committed for their success and we want your support in this mission. So today, I'm excited to have Avinash, who is 28 years of age and who is an engineer by profession. But he got bitten by an entrepreneur bug, like most of the teenagers and the young professionals are having. And he's focusing on how to increase a protein intake by the human beings. And he's mostly focused on a shrimp, which he supply along with other seafood. He runs his own seed trees in Andhra Pradesh and in Tamil Nadu, which are the states in India, and he produces his own shrimp seeds and also farms it. He's also involved into a lot of rural initiative, which we will be discussing with him as we move forward, and also associated with a lot of international organizations where his shrimps and the seafoods are getting exported. So he's in short, he's the founder of a company called Niraj Marine since 2020. So Avinash, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Deepakji. Thank you for having me.
Avinash, 28 years of age and you are an entrepreneur, right? It's so running a business at this stage is really a challenging. But we would like to know you as a person first.
Okay, so Deepakji, I brought up in a small town in the West Godavari region in southern India. The place is called Bhimavaram. So our place is famous for the river Godavari. So all my childhood, we have seen a lot of agriculture, which is based on the resources from the river Godavari. So all my schooling and higher education completed in the same region. And later in graduation, I have got exposed to the city life, so which is in Tamil Nadu, and that's how I started. And
Right. Right. So when you say the river Godavari, so again, so all your, the business idea come from that river and the marine life which become the part of your business. Right. So
yeah,
Avinash, what motivates you to become entrepreneur at this age, and what is the purpose of your venture?
so right out of college, all my friends wanted to go abroad, study there, get into a job there. So I was not having that feeling. I wanted to stay close to my family and some activities that impact my local community and my personal circle. And out of all the things, the freedom that comes when we're doing a business and ability to give jobs, create opportunities for others as well. And and when you are successful, that respect and the feeling that you get. Of course, if you're not successful, it's another way. It's a completely lot of pressure. It's like some famous sayings by an entrepreneur. Starting a business is like eating glass and staring into abyss. I think it's Elon Musk. So
True. Very
till
well.
successful, it's like that.
Right. So Avinash, what is the purpose of your organization, Niraj Marine Foods?
Niraj Marine mainly focuses on giving sustainable, healthy seafood from farm to the folk. So we are more focused on connecting the farmer with the urban customer who is devoid of getting the right quality of seafood. So we pack them and transport them in the right conditions so that there is no amount of bacterial growth or anyway that whoever eats the food, whether it is a child or an elderly person or a woman, I mean an office going person, no one gets any health issues, which is a neglected aspect of the seafood industry. So I felt that there's a lacking on that part when it comes to certain seafoods. So we focus mainly on freshness and health, and health is a bigger part of everyone's life now. So everybody wants to increase their protein intake and become healthier. So so we want to do that by providing the right quality of shrimp and fish to the customer and improve their quality of life.
Right. So do you think like in today's market, in today's time, this is a big gap? So the getting a right protein is it's a big gap or big supply. Is it true?
So right now, everyone is whether it is a poor man or a rich man, the food is the same for everyone. So everyone wants to have a good taste and have a good cuisine on their favorite item, food item in their plate, without which they are not. Even small things like coffee has become a very obsessive. I mean, this thing for everyone. So I feel that in the coming days, seafood also plays a big part of it.
Right, right. And yeah, especially from a coastal region, the seafoods are always in a high demand. That's your staple food. Hmm. So, Avinash, your business
And
is uh, so your business is both in
and
B2C and B2B,
yeah,
business to consumer and business to business as well. So, how you connect with your clients?
okay. So basically, we white label our products mostly. So basically, we produce our own shrimp seeds and grow them till the right marketable size and give it to companies that are exporting. So they white label it, and we have a good certification called Best Aquaculture Practices, which is internationally recognized certifying body. So the farms which are growing the shrimp in an organic way and in a healthy environment without any adulterants and antibiotics only get that certification. And it's very hard to maintain that certification also because the survivability of the shrimps drastically come down. So which further increases the risk of our business, but it is healthier for the customer. So it earns a little better profit for us. So that's why we do that. So we do a lot of white labeling. We supply to exporters who process the shrimp in the processing units and export it to major markets all over the world. And out of them, America, China, Germany, Europe, all are the major markets for the shrimp. As so that is the B2B part. And so we are open to white labeling. We are open to providing same quality and quantity of the shrimp that the market demands. And B2C, we want to up the intake of shrimp in India also. And we feel seafood has taken a back seat in India in the last 20 years. As much as attention that egg has got, the B2C shrimp hasn't been focused by the Indian government. Milk and egg have been a big part of our lives, which was not the case months ago, which were generally the consumption quantity was less. It's not as high as it is now. Like we have 2 teas every day. We have egg every week, chicken every week, which was rarely eaten in earlier days. So I want the government also to look into it and increase the seafood consumption because we are one of the largest producers of seafood for the world also, and our seafood is not having the most harmful things like other worms as such. So our seafood is healthy compared to other alternatives, and it is more in protein and healthy fats.
Yeah.
So I want to educate the consumers also so to try and eat seafood, which is healthier for them, because a lot of problems can be avoided when they eat itself. Seafood, but there is a gap in the market. There's a farmer is supplying in the right condition, but during the transportation within Indian, I'm talking about the Indian scenario because generally outside it is frozen and transported at a fixed minus 20 degrees temperature. There's no chance of getting spoiled because the temperature logs of the containers is maintained. But coming to India market, since its distance is only less, so there is a variation in temperature, variation in handling conditions, whereby the farmer is not, I mean, the consumer is not getting the right kind of experience. So
Mm-hmm.
which we change.
I'm sure that once this podcast is live, the government official will understand the challenges that you have put across, and definitely they should take some actions because you rightly mentioned their initiatives and their small support will create a big difference to the whole industry. Right. So, so Avinash, how you connect with your customers? That is also one of the important part. Like whether it's a B2C or B2B, how you connect with these guys?
So generally, for B2C, we are trying with the restaurant chains and setting up stores, and we are tying up with a lot of stores as a back-end supplier.
Mm-hmm.
So who's having existing market, we supply to them, and they kind of do the marketing for us. As far as B2B, since because we have an open certification which is well recognized, companies come searching for us who are exporters. So they want to white label our product, and so they come searching for us. Right? And also, we also have approached different agencies for the right kind of leads, and we want to go visit expos and get ourselves out in the market and try to do our promotion.
I'm pretty much sure will just keep you busy a lot because the last mile connectivity, which is either you have B2C or B2B, that's the biggest task of most of the entrepreneurs, right? And
Yeah.
and like you mentioned, most of the entrepreneurs are coming from a engineering background. So this type of sales or the marketing is generally not done by you in your past. Right.
Exactly.
Right. So
But an engineer,
yeah, come again.
coming from engineering background, and we understand all the challenges, and we dissect the problem like machine parts. I think our country has a lot of engineers, so we can take even if they are customers, that's good.
No, no, I totally agree and resonate with you. Hmm. So, Avinash, you are into various initiatives, right? Especially
Yeah.
lifting the community and helping the people, the children. So, so first of all, tell us about what initiative you are currently involved into.
So basically, we train local farmers, the industry success rate. I mean, in a farming setup, when a farmer tries to grow the fish or shrimp to the right marketable size, the success rate is very low. It's only 20%. There's a lot of climatic conditions that can change, water quality that can change. So that that's the reason we train a lot of farmers on how to avoid a lot of you know how to select the right kind of seed or which is resistant to this weather changes, how to maintain the right kind of water quality, depth, water aeration. So all the issues we train the farmers, so we don't want them to lose their hard-earned money. So that's
Hmm.
one initiative we are taking up. We are training almost from the last 4 years. A lot of farmers we have. Been very successful consequently without any failures. So that's very helpful for their financial freedom. And the next thing, we help child education, and also we give jobs to housewives, and give them their employment related.
Oh, that. And okay. And how do you balance your time and energy across such initiative and focusing on your business?
Starting out, I was the chief sales manager, chief procurement manager, chief farm manager, everything, and chief marketing officer. And then later, I realized the power of delegation, and we have a department-wise SOP laid out, and we monitor the processes. We train every new employee on the processes, and also we have a key performance indicators that we closely monitor. We have weekly reviews, monthly reviews, and biggest challenge for us was for the farm side, because the farms, it was very unorganized. So we didn't know what was the quantity of output that is going to come out of the farm, how to tackle any weather, if there is a cyclone, how do we tackle it? If there is some flooding, how do we get out of it?
Right, right. Okay, I'm 100% sure still delegation, your 24 hours is still not sufficient for you. So Avinash, tell us about your value proposition, the value proposition of Niraj Marine Food. Avinash, am I audible? So Avinash, tell us about the USP or the value proposition for the Niraj Marine Foods.
Coming to India, we feel that there's a big gap because the markets are not hygienic. The markets are not are not, we enter a market, we come out with, crappy fish because they're not stored in the right temperatures and the ice. So in India, there's a big opportunity because the seafood interest is very high, and but the right quality of seafood is not getting to the market. And another USP we have, as I said, best aquaculture practices certified. We don't use antibiotics. We don't use any adulterants, which is safe for kids and elderly people and every age group. And fishes with high nutrition, low in cholesterol, and other harmful substances, no detergents, etc. And we are also looking to for white labeling our product. Our product is fully traceable, and if we are looking for increasing our channel partners. We are open to new opportunities.
So as you said, the certification, tell us about that certification.
So it is called best aquaculture practices. So basically, when it comes to import testing, European Union and USA, they're very stringent on the usage of antibiotics and other hormonal adulterants in the farming activities. So this is completely restricted. So we adhere to that standards, and when someone adheres to that standard, and they can apply to a best aquaculture practices, and they will automatically be certified by the agency.
And I'm pretty much sure these are not easy to obtain certification. You have to pass number of tests and number of audits has to be done.
Yeah, there's a lot of auditing and close monitoring by the officials of the certification agency. And once you are passing this certification, the marketing, I mean, the buyer is more preferring that shrimp. So it's better to go through these certifications, rather.
Okay. So if I look into this situation, this case, so this certification will help you to send your products to USA and Europe and Africa market and across the globe, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. And it is more preferable to one without a certification.
Wow. That's a great USP you mentioned, as well as you are open to do a white labeling. It means you are open for new opportunities and the partnership as well.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking for more opportunities.
Any specific market you are focusing on right now, basically Americas or Africa, something which you are currently prioritizing?
We are looking at, generally in shrimp, the major consuming markets are America, China, and European Union. But we are open to all markets, so it has to be the right quantity that it is shippable, not less. At a minimum quantity which can be shippable. So then we are open to any collaboration that coming our way.
No, that's a right point which you mentioned. And with this certification, I'm sure a lot of people will get attracted also, because if this is a standard certification to obtain, you get that edge as always.
And to add on that, we want to invite buyers to visit our farms and see how we are farming, and visit our processing units also to increase the trust and
Confidence level, yeah, because they are importing a right quality of the product which you are claiming. Definitely, definitely. No, that sounds interesting, and I see the way you are contributing in exporting, making India an exportable country, not an importable country. So it's very helpful for developing the nation as well, along with the local empowerment. So thanks for bringing it up, Avinash.
Thank you.
So,
My pleasure.
but I know all the situations are not so easy. So you also have faced some of the challenges, biggest challenges, from last few years. So can you help us to understand what the challenges you faced and how you overcome them?
So starting out, I had age as a biggest disadvantage. Right out of coming out of college, if someone goes and says, "I want to do business," people laugh at us. How can you do? We are in the industry for such a long time. But if we are willing to take the risk and be persistent and look for opportunities all throughout, and the main thing is filling the knowledge gaps that we already have. We should not have a rigid mindset. So because we keep doing a lot of mistake initially, we did like when we are farming, when we are growing the seedlings. So we were open to new collaborations. We're continuously speaking with a lot of experts on the topics and getting their knowledge, experimenting in a small level. And if it goes good, we're adding it to our process. If it goes bad, we are not going in that way. So, and another challenge that we faced is systemizing everything because such an unorganized sector. So we used to track our farms with the GPS Google Map app because the employees, since we had a number of farms in different locations, the employees used to go to their home. They didn't stay in the farm. So we had to incentivize them to grow better crops. So if the company benefits, they benefit with us. And
Yeah.
we had to ask them to take a photo with the GPS coordinates. And they had to then we had continuous daily tracking. So we used to track a lot of parameters. If anything, like there's a current fluctuation, something, we had sensors that would pick up the fluctuation and inform us to be careful. So we implemented a technology also into this. And also we had a growth factor indicator. So if we stock like chicken, there's a boiler and a country chicken. Like the shrimp also and fish also, like there's different genetics. Some shrimp grow very fast, like a broiler, but they're sensitive to the temperature, high temperature or harsh weather conditions. So based on the genetic line and the seasonality, we had certain warning signs. If the shrimp is growing a little slow, we knew it has some digestion problem or some aeration problem or some other issue. So we had to sort it out to increase its growth. So there's a lot of problem identification and resolving, hundreds of problems that we had to go through.
Hmm. I agree because it's not easy, right? Especially the fishes and the marine life which you are handling, along with the handling the staff who is actually handling them, handling the
Yeah.
staff is handling them, right? So
Yeah.
it's a biggest challenge.
Yeah.
I would like to know more on your business growth strategies. So what strategy you adopt and and how you learn about them actually.
Many strategies.
Yeah, the business strategy, the business growth strategies.
So obviously by learning, we learn by observing all what all other industries are doing, and maybe if it can be applied to our industry. Learning a lot of by reading books and doing a lot of courses like one of like the value seller course or existing market books and a lot of literature. And focusing on growth, we try to improve efficiency and market cap size and brand presence. And so we try to go to the customer through distribution channels.
Mhm.
I mean, we want to get ourselves out in front of the distributors so that we can tap into the existing network and prove our quality and get ahead
Yeah.
step by step.
Agree. And yeah, definitely, your market is overcrowded. So you are not alone in that market. So, adopting technologies as well as leveraging these to remain visible in front of customer is very important, right? So your
Def-
credentials has to be, you have to make a credential, and I'm pretty much sure you are doing, and you and your team is doing a lot into that domain as well.
Yeah. I mean, we are continuously trying to improve ourselves, learn from the experts.
Right.
So we're always in the learning mode.
Now, entrepreneurs will always in that mode. You can't avoid yourself from learning, right? Hmm. We would like to understand and take your advice that what are the common mistakes which most of the startups or the first time entrepreneurs are making. So, what is your opinion into that?
So I think one should be in a perpetual. I mean, always should be willing to learn. They should not close their mind to the certain limited ideas. If they're getting across a number of ideas, and if they feel that they know enough to do business, they should not stop just by with a limited set of ideas. They should keep on experimenting with new ideas and at the same time trying to make some money with the existing ideas.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I
Right.
feel that entrepreneurs, early enough, when they learn certain technique or strategy that is bringing in revenue, they feel that they know enough to scale also. But I don't think that is sufficient, and they should, and then that's where they close themselves to outside knowledge. And it's very difficult to grow with a limited amount of knowledge and expertise. There are a lot of experts who has done their walk that path. So I think it is always better to go carefully, because the financial thing is not easy. It can take away their life savings also if you do the wrong mistakes. So it's always better to be careful while taking certain decisions in the business. Always learn, but also have that knack to take a risk, but a calculated risk, not a blind risk.
Right. 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 Agree. Agree. And most of the what I felt also that uh, nowadays the startups are increasing day by day, right? 500,000 startups is the list which I know. Possibility their numbers has grown. They would love to stay in a one community. One person is giving a small business and they are doing some sort of business as a early win. But if I look at the closing ratios on adding more and more customers, they fail. Maybe they have maximum two or three clients and that come from a reference, but not from an external world, right? And what do you think? Like, what should be the step which these guys should be taking so that they can avoid this reference rates and come into the real world to get a real business? Because real business can give the profits.
So I think they should get into the market firsthand and try to be the consumer, step into consumer shoes, and
Mm,
do a survey kind of a thing to understand what are the existing problems that the consumer is facing, and try to identify a gap there. If the big players are not solving certain problems, maybe they can add that single step, and bring value to the table. And in order to avoid the difference and get into the real market, I think you should understand that who is the real customer and how many types of customers he has. There's no single type of customer. So there's always, for example, Santur. It's marketed mostly through to household women, but it's not marketed to men. Whereas Dettol is marketed as a germ-free thing to all of them. So I
true.
think they should identify all the types of customers and have a pitch ready for individual customer, and grind the numbers, and I think listening is a very important thing. We mostly, after becoming an entrepreneur, we try to pitch ourselves, but I believe trust, credibility are the base of any sale, and third comes listening, understanding the problem, and then we have to, you know, identify if there is a need for the customer, and then only go for the sale.
Hmm. Right. And I understand very, very valuable inputs, Avinash. And maybe a last question from my side that what is the advice you want to give to aspiring first time entrepreneurs?
So I would say, if you're not having capital, you can give value by
So, Ashwini, moving to the last question. what advice would you like to share with the first-time entrepreneurs who just started their journey?
Is I want them. I mean, they should search what yields them for initial cash flows. They should be prepared for the next 24-month, to be in this journey, because initial success is not guaranteed. So if they're hustling at least 2 years, serving the customer and keeping customer satisfaction in the forefront of their mind, I think any business will succeed. And focusing on products that are needed in the market, I think that is the main focus that anyone should have,
Hmm. That's
I
a
believe.
24 months, the cash which they have to keep it for themselves is essential, because most of the startups, they failed within 12 months only. So that's an important point. So thank you so much, Avinash, for sharing your invaluable insights and the experiences which you faced by your own. Is your personal experience, personal learning, which we have seen, which you have shared today. Uh, and if anyone who wants to connect with you, so what would be the right way of approaching you?
They can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I have my email ID there, and I'll share my website details. And in my website, there's a WhatsApp button also, and I'll have my office address in that as well. So anyone can reach me through all these channels, or they can reach me through you also.
Great. Thank you for that. Any message you want to share with to your Telugu friends in the Telugu language?
Yeah, Annadata in the state, Andhra Pradesh is called Annadata, and also it is also a big aquaculture hub. Annadata means rice, uh, you know, producer, biggest rice producer and donator. So, I mean, I want to all the aquaculture people to be hopeful for the future, and it'll definitely, it's going to go into the. If once everyone starts eating, get the shrimp in their natural diet, I mean, in any in Indian countries as big as this, so all the problems that the farmers face is going to wipe off. And for my Telugu friends, I want to say జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండండి. Uh, Thank you.
Thank you, Avinash, for
I mean,
sharing.
I just said that
Come again.
in Telugu. జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండండి means be careful.
Be careful. Be careful. Right. Thanks for translating also into English. But so thank you, Avinash, for spending your time with us, sharing, enlightening us as me personally, as well as most of the entrepreneurs who look forward to the successful case studies like you. So thank you for giving them insights. So until next time, this is Deepak Bajaj signing off. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.